years, around his 40s. Gentleman by the name of Dirk Nowitzki. Now, he is still on the Mavericks, and he signed a $10 million two-year deal. So he's making $5 million a year. Here's what he had to say about that deal. Quote, "It was my time to show again that I love being here. I gave him," meaning Mark Cuban, "a little bit of a deal, maybe." Jalen, take us behind the curtain. How do these wink-wink deals work in the NBA?
We discussed this a lot on this program. If you look at the history of the NBA, there are certain Hall of Fame level players that maintain the level of respect and/or commitment to ownership. We saw this happen with Magic Johnson and Dr. Jerry Buss. We saw it fall out the opposite way with Michael Jordan and his situation with the Chicago Bulls that led him to Washington, that now has him being an owner in Charlotte. We saw Larry Bird ultimately end up in Indiana. And so a lot of these relationships become personal. And for Dirk, he's earned the trust of Mark Cuban and or vice versa, playing his entire career there, that you can take a lot less money right now because you know once Dirk retires, mark my words, we're talking about people being part owners. Dirk will be a part owner of the Dallas Mavs.
Wait, say that again, just so everyone knows where they heard it first.
Dirk will be a part owner of the Dallas Mavs. He will have his opportunity to wear a Cowboys jersey like Romo did and stand on the sideline as a 7-footer with shoulder pads and a helmet. He's going to get the proper send-off. And that's why he's allowing Mark Cuban to save money now on the roster in a salary cap-driven sport, so they can hope to put a team together around him so he can get some sort of swan song.
So in these sort of back office deals that we know Cuban likes to do in nightclubs, so let's say they're in the back room of a nightclub, whatever nightclub that may be in Dallas, and Dirk says, and Mark Cuban says, "I'm going to pay you $5 million a year." And Dirk says, "Wait a second, I'm worth about $25 million a year." And he says, "Here's how it works. When you retire, I'm going to make you a part owner. I'm going to make you an assistant coach. Every day that you're alive on this planet, you will be cashing checks from my organization." But that's not written on paper. That's like a handshake thing.
That's not written on paper. It's almost like an NFL contract on toilet paper. It has to be something that nobody can trace that took place, because that level of collusion can't be agreed upon in the NBA. But we all know, and mark my words, when Dirk retires, and by the way, not an assistant coach, not a head coach, not somebody that's just sitting in the front row and getting tickets for the rest of his life. I'm talking about ownership, and rightfully so.
Well, remember where you heard it first here on Jalen Jacoby.